Olhem, dessa vez eu lembrei do Não Perturbe. E agora eu acho que a minha qualidade de áudio vai ser melhor. Porque eu simplesmente coloquei o fone e agora acho que tá melhor. Mas olha, é o seguinte, vou falar pra vocês. Eu já tinha começado a gravar. Só que eu tinha feito as diárias hoje, eu tinha saído e apareceu um negócio. E eu não sabia que ia acontecer isso. E sabe o que aconteceu? Eu literalmente tive que começar tudo de novo. Tá ligado? Lá naquela parte onde a Paimon começa a chorar, então. Começou bem naquela parte. Bem naquela parte que eles resolvem, tipo, um sair pra fora de Sumeru, da cidade. E meu Deus, foi 5 minutos pra sair daquilo. 5 minutos. Falei, não, vou começar outro vídeo de novo. 5 minutos de repetição? Pelo amor de Deus, ninguém aguenta, não. Nossa, eu fiquei tão puto porque não faz sentido, tá ligado? Vocês viram que eu
Time to
terminei o
go.
vídeo? Não foi. Eu terminei quando eu acabei a cutscene. Eu não terminei o vídeo em uma cutscene. Eu terminei o vídeo no mundo aqui parado, tá ligado? Paradão aqui mesmo. E o que aconteceu? A missão reiniciou. Isso foi muito vacilo, se é que vocês me entendem. Foi muito vacilo. Nossa, que ódio. Eu tô com ódio até agora. Tô com, nossa, muita raiva disso. Até xinguei no vídeo passado, mas beleza. Não, se tiver que falar KDRA de novo, nossa, espero que
Do you
não.
want some alone time to think?
Ah, não,
Alright then, Paimon won't disturb you.
a gente não fez essa parte mesmo, não. Ainda bem. Ainda bem. Pelo amor de Deus. Olha, que bonito.
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad? We still have some other stuff to do first.
Okay then. See you later.
Que bosta, hein? Esse bagulho repetindo toda hora.
Have you
E eles
figured
já
it
estão até
out yet,
acostumados
traveler?
já com isso.
Time is ticking away. Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know. Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first. You can tell us both together. This time, we're gonna get to the trip.
Vamos lá. Aonde esse? Batendo sem querer, que ódio.
Time to go.
Olha o gráfico do jogo bugando. Que lindo, né? Que lindo. De novo. Nada tá. Não, nada não, coisa nada. Deixa eu chamar de coisa nada. Deixa mais bonito. Olha ali. Bonitinho. Olha, olha o tamanhozinho dela. Ela olhando. Ela levanta a cabeça para olhar pra cima. Achei que ela sentiu o
You're
vento.
back. I've been waiting forever for you two. Judging by the looks on your faces, are you ready to take your Sub-Zerius exam and graduate from the festival? Okay. First off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
Meu Deus. Informação sobre a caixa. Interpretar.
Okay, Nahida said the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the... We've already experienced the Sub-Zerus festival many times, and...
Não.
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common: a lack of human presence. Those spaces remind me of dreams, like the one I had in the Avidia Forest, except these have no... The moon, illusions, and lies. People in Sumeru don't dream. What a strange...
Vou botar esse aqui, não é? Então acho que é esse aqui. Não é?
We are all in a dream.
Não.
That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound... That doesn't sound...
Quero pensar.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream, but the truth is the Akasha steals their dreams without them knowing it. And those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird. Huh. So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all... Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of...
Meu Deus, mais uma.
The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate. It is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace. And it grants knowledge to the people.
E se for? Acertei?
Oh, okay. Those
Oh, louco,
dream-controlling
acertei.
creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro Archon, right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams, too. But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more to it than that? Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom. So in other words, the complete... Hama remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions. And the fact that the real story is that the sages from the academia are using the Akasha to steal people... Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the samsara?
Interessante.
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. We still hear it every night, even though we removed our Akasha terminals. That doesn't sound right.
Não é essa.
Those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. But as soon as that beep sounded, those dreamscape... I can't see... We've already experienced the Sub-Zerus festival. My mind feels exhausted. The Grand Sage said, That doesn't sound... That doesn't sound...
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each
Correto, os
person's
Akashas
brain in a
são
constant dream state,
mantendo o
but
sonho
also
de cada
separating their
pessoa em
consciousness from their
contínuo
own
estado
dream.
de sonho.
Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zerus festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by
Sem
the
dona,
Akasha.
agora podem ser colhidos para caixa.
No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zerus festival. the dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha. And so it continued. So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvest. Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent. Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals.
Nossa,
All right,
calma aí, deixa eu aumentar meu
last
brilho.
question.
Nossa, tá
Who
muito
am I?
alto. Abaixar o brilho, no caso. Tá muito alto. Eu percebi que tava meio alta. Calma aí, deixa eu ajeitar meu fone também. Pronto.
Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions a hint that we're all dreaming? Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions hinting at the sage's deception of... They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro Archon's divine revelation. So then, if...
Peraí, então...
They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro Archon's divine revelation.
Adivinhação alquímica é consideração como revelação dos arcons. E nada se referia como lua. Então, na realidade é... Será que ele se...
So you noticed.
Ah, então reparou que é a Kusanali? Aê! Ele finalmente reparou que é a Kusanali. Ele finalmente, gente, finalmente. Ele descobriu que é a Kusanali, finalmente. Você é a Lorde Menor Kusanali. Aê,
I
finalmente.
thought that one would be the hardest question.
Ela
That's
se
why I put it
revelando.
last.
Eu pensava que era essa pergunta, mais difícil. Por isso eu deixei por último. Meu Deus.
That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed
Até
that.
Paimon adivinhou
Everything
isso.
about you is
Você é muito
different.
diferente de
We
todo o
just didn't
resto.
want to expose you,
Verdade. Só não queríamos te expor. Ah, isso é verdade.
Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been
Agora
hinting to
você
us since
mencionou
the
nada.
very beginning.
Você estava insinuando pra nós desde o começo.
It's funny. Thinking back to when we were
Engraçado
asking
pensar que
all
estávamos
over the place for
perguntando por
info about
todos
lesser
os
Lord
lugares. Sim,
Kusanali.
por todos os lugares,
Paimon didn't
informações
expect
da
to
Lorde
meet you like
Kusanali.
this.
Pai bom, não esperava te conhecer assim. nem eu esperava, nem eu. Tenho muitas perguntas para você, mas esse não parece ser um momento oportuno. Eu vou colocar primeiro.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life.
Para quando voltamos à realidade.
On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer
Pelo menos
any more
encontramos a
questions you have
Kusanali, né?
about here
E
and
agora
now.
o viajante sabe que a Kusanali é a Nárida. Pelo menos isso. Isso já é muito bom. Muito bom mesmo. Pô, eu ficaria feliz de responder qualquer pergunta que você tenha sobre aqui agora. Como os sábios conseguem evitar que as pessoas percebam? Não, pera.
Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end? And if so, what? You might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Eventually, there's only so much that people can
Nossa.
tolerate, especially those whose health is compromised to begin with, like Dunyarzad. This relentless exploitation. People's lives are at stake here, and nobody knows a thing. We've got to put a stop to this.
Por que eu sonho?
You asked me this question before. My answer was, it would literally blow your minds. Now that you know this is all a dream, this answer should hopefully make more sense. Have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, if someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you
Não
learning it
acorde
on
um
your own,
sonâmbulo. Da mesma forma funciona que alguém repentinamente tivesse te dito tudo ao invés de você aprender por conta própria.
Your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of risk. That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had to keep you guessing.
O escuro.
Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival, so it would be very difficult. Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories. That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha. So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sub-Zero's festival, they don't remember. That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Is that an example of what you mean? Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendril can a person gain the Dendril element's dream-enhancing power. That explains the feelings of déjà vu.
Isso explica a sensação do déjà vu.
Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sub-Zero's festival Samsara, while their dreams are stolen from them. I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence? Even you don't know the reason? Wow, now that's strange. The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. Traveler, do you have any information?
Alguma informação. Alguma informação. Deixa eu ver.
Okay, Nahida said the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It Those spaces remind me of dreams, like the one I had in the Avidia forest. The Grand Sage said, "Go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content." Did he...
Acertei, nossa.
Celebrate the birth of that god? Could it mean... deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety. No matter what they're trying to do, this is unforgivable. After we end the Sub-Zero's festival Samsara, we have to look into them. How can the sages of the Academia do this behind their Archon's back? This is ridiculous! In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone. A sun and a moon? Nahida's talking in riddles again.
De novo o bip. Olha o bip. Ah não, o bip.
Oh, we're out of time today. I'll tell you how to break free of the Samsara tomorrow. See you then. Good morning, Nahida. Wait. Now that Paimon remembers everything, should we instead say good morning, Lesser Lord Kusanali? Hey, what's wrong, Nahida? You don't look too good. I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct. Did Dunyarzad already disappear? No way.
Meu Deus.
Are we The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting. Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad? Just what? She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going. But personality-wise, she's nothing like the real Dunyarzad. Puppets are stiff and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, you know, speaking of which,
Encher linguiça? Ela falou encher linguiça?
might not have been too
Eu
different
não
from a
preciso,
puppet.
eu não prestei atenção, mas eu acho que ela falou encher linguiça. Encher. Eu acho que ela falou isso.
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all. Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she still...
Você é uma contingente.
Far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon.
Tadinha, olha só, tá toda triste.
I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon,
Nossa.
I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sub-Zero's festival with so many regrets.
Isso é tão triste.
Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. It's the Sage's fault, and theirs alone. I'm not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon. Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
Sim, isso é verdade.
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the samsara as soon as possible. Great, but how do we do that? Although the Sub-Zero's festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it. Huh? So, how should we find that person? Well,
Interessante.
if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream. Imagination? What do you mean by that? Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal. Like when a server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food.
Então encontramos o poder depois.
Find some way to make that
Encontrar uma
person
maneira de
realize that
fazer
they're
isso.
dreaming.
Você precisa
Usually,
perceber
once
que
that
estás em
happens,
sonho.
the person will
Geralmente,
wake up and the
quando
dream
isso acontece, a
samsara will be
pessoa acorda
broken.
no samsara está quebrado. Hum.
How are we going to find them, though? If it could be anyone, it'd be like looking for a needle in a haystack. And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to make them realize they're dreaming? After all, like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker. It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara. As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town. Out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams where the traveler went? Yes. I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility. Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises. Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end.
Sim. Gostei. A Kozanali é uma pessoa bem gentil, bem legal.
Paimon's still a little upset that we've come this far only for Dunyarzad to... She was such a good person, with such a simple wish. But fate was against her. Yeah, saving Dunyarzad is what kept us going this whole time. But we mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone else. So let's break the samsara for her sake. Paimon's wondering, do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this stream? Feels like it would be easier to control it that way, no?
Por conhecerem o plano, saberiam mais facilmente que estavam sonhando. O sonhador inocente perceba que está sonhando.
Huh. That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control. Like Nahida. And so, who do you think the host of the dream is? Oh, that would make sense. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is a symbol of the whole Sub-Zero's festival, right? Pretty core care. Let's go ask him some questions, shall we?
Vamos lá, fazer perguntas.
Time to go.
De novo. Eu fiz isso de novo.
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. Just, it's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though.
Could you make a wish?
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sub-Zero's festival tradition or something?
Less questions, more wishing!
Okay.
Vamos ver.
My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want...
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone. She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind, and all the kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Fairest Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her, or something.
So, you have a crush on Dunyarzad?
Oh, is it that obvious?
Sim, é muito óbvio.
After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sub-Zeru's festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years, 100 years, I'll serve her till the end of time. Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but that was pretty embarrassing. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh, you're...
What?
Fucky? Sorry, but only one portion of Yalda candies per person. Back home you go. Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me. As long as she's happy.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy.
É, não vai ser tão fácil.
It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her. But none of them has any idea that she...
My lady, step back.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad bumps into the kidnappers. Huh? But Dia can handle them. Hey, Traveler!
Olha, essa vez vai ser diferente.
Time to go.
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take... Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you. You... fine, alright. Knock yourself out. Why are you so worked up anyway? Anyway, watch yourself.
So you got yourself some backup. Suit yourself.
That's close enough.
Feeling lucky today?
Vão tudo morrer rápido. Na verdade, não tão rápido, mas já não.
Into the wind.
Morre já? Morreram rápido. Ah, tem mais.
Nowhere to hide.
E a King não dá dano, tá? Só lembrando, né, que a King não dá dano. Ela nem tá buildada direito. Na verdade, nem artefato ela tem. Esse nem artefato ela tem direito. Tem dois artefatos que nem funcionam direito.
Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys?
Ah,
You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you. Oh, and speaking of
a
her,
cara dele.
I just
Nossa, ele
remembered
fez uma
something.
cara que, tipo, lembra muito alguma personagem de anime, assim, que fez essa cara. Nossa, amo essa expressão. A expressão que ele fez, meu Deus.
Remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival,
Muito boa a
before the
expressão que ele
Samsara
fez.
started, we came here with Dunyarzad because she wanted to pick something up? She said it was because she had forgotten something. Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us the night before the Sub-Zero's festival. Yeah, even if it's
Isso,
only a
vamos lá.
tiny clue, it'll probably... This is the place! It's rude to enter other people's spaces without permission, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Hey, the windows are unlocked. Okay, Paimon's gonna take a peek inside. This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside except this book on the table. Should we open?
Após quase 16 dias, eu finalmente consegui escrever essas anotações antes do Festival Saberes. Quando o Festival Saberes acabar, você, irmão, provavelmente vai continuar sua jornada. Por isso eu pensei em lhe dar isso antes. É uma compilação de lendas sobre Lord Menopausanari, criada de uma série de entrevistas que fiz enquanto estava preparando o Festival Saberes. Entrevistei muitas pessoas, mas elas não sabiam muito sobre Lord Menopausanari. Ainda assim, espero que isso tenha ajudado em busca por ela. O fornecimento de água Vila Gundvar uma vez foi contaminado. Todos tinham que ir muito longe para pegar água. Um dia as pessoas descobriram que a água era potável de novo. E alguns disseram que uma luz verde foi vista perto da fonte. Água na noite anterior. Todos acreditam que isso foi poder de uma coisa. Isso é provável descontaminação das fontes de água. Naturalmente tomaria muito tempo, já que a Divina Kusanali apareceu na vila. Calma, tem muita coisa para ler. Depois que minha mãe faleceu, eu sempre ficava com medo. No escuro, não consegui dormir, mas depois de um dia eu escutava uma voz conversar comigo até que eu dormisse. Uma moça disse que era a menor Kusanali cuidando de mim. Pobre garota, espero que o futebol saber eu sou faça mais feliz. É bem similar ao que eu passei antes. Ela é uma deusa muito gentil. Houve uma vez que eu bebi mais do que eu devia e não consegui entrar no meu caminho de volta para casa. Então quando eu virei na esquina, vi lá de Kusanali. Ela era alta, tinha braços fortes e que me segurou quando eu escorreguei e eu caí na manhã seguinte, e eu acordei dormindo sobre uma árvore. Acho que ela diminuiu quando ela estava cuidando de mim. Não tenho certeza se essa tem muito valor como referencial. Provavelmente era só uma árvore, não acha? Essas lendas populares, junto com comentários e referências que Dan Hard me anexou, deixaram essas páginas cheias de informações.
Wow.
A dicção minha foi
Dunyarzad
horrível
wrote
agora, mas
all
tudo
of
bem.
this.
Tudo bem.
Sounds like she was always thinking of us even while we were away. even though she was also busy preparing for the Sub-Zero's festival and had all her health problems to worry about. She must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sub-Zero's festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known.
Sim, nunca saberia.
But now that we know, we can't even thank her. Hey! Where are you off to now?
Onde vamos?
Time to go.
It's Dunyarzad's puppet. Traveler? You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago.
Pensando nisso, estamos presos nesse lugar há muito tempo. Caramba, até a última vez que conversamos alegremente na rádio parece ter sido há muito tempo.
Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about Nilou's.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Yes, traveler. What is it?
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, how come... What? Where are we going this time?
Pra mudar o destino é simples. Eu acho que é bem simples. Eu acho. Olha. Eu acho que se a gente impedir dos caras aparecer ali e fazer a dança da Nilou acontecer, não vai dar nada errado.
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer. The Grand Sage has already granted you much.
Isso, vai lá, viajante, vai lá. Fale. Você pode dançar sim.
Traveler? You don't have to get involved.
Não ligo. Eu falaria assim, não ligo. A gente não liga.
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by... Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff?
Marionetes?
Oh, of course! If this is the sage's plan, they wouldn't put themselves through this. So they're just substitutes. What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage? Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the real body...
Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new Padisaras in memory of the goddess.
That beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even notice. But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So, how? Yeah.
Aqui?
What's going on here? Huh? You guys are acting weird. But
Então ela é a sonhadora? Ela é a sonhadora.
They disappeared! So Nilou's the host. What if the purple Padisaras don't exist in the real world anymore? But in Nilou's subconscious, they can appear as decorations on the stage. It's just like the example Nahida told us. People assume there will be food on a plate, and Nilou assumed there would be real Padisaras in the flower pots. So when you saw the flowers, you instantly knew it was Nilou? But if we want to end the samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming. How should we make Nilou realize that? Am I dreaming? Huh? So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali respond? Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is... As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right? Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendro Archon. Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. There's more to the story. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worked." The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage, his wife lying next to him, said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't you? Have a safe..." In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City and founded the Academia. What a happy ending. So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey? Yes, but his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon. Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon, like the sage in the story.
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival is almost over. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can.
Isso. Dance, nilou. Que lindo, meu Deus do céu.
The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god,
Que
the dance
lindo.
of Sub-Zero's.
Meu Deus do céu. Que cena linda. Não é possível. O viajante.
I'd be
A
lying
cara
if I
dele.
said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilou's dance.
Ela tá vindo. Nossa, que lindo. Que lindo, que cena linda demais. É muito lindo.
Oh, good morning, traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the longest time. Paimon's head feels super heavy. Did we oversleep? Paimon thinks it was after the Sub-Zero's festival. The Sub-Zero's festival! Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero samsara? Quick! Take off your Akasha terminal!
Vamos ver se deu tudo certo agora. Olha a textura bugando.
She's not in her room. What happened? Huh? What usual spot?
Bom, o sonho acabou, pelo visto. O sonho realmente acabou. Mas será que ela tá viva? Nós não sabemos se ela tá viva ou se ela foi de F. Olha ela ali.
Well done, Traveler and Paimon. And thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing the Sub-Zero's festival for me.
Essa Kusanali, não é? Ela tem a voz da Kusanali. Parece a voz da Kusanali disfarçada de Caterine. Não sei, eu acho que tenho certeza que é.
I'm sorry, who are...
Dunyarzad!
Oh, a traveler, Paimon. I have something. I just had a dream.
Não foi um sonho, ok? Não foi um sonho. Não foi um sonho.
You're actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at this. And Dunyarzad, did you? It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the
Ah, eu queria que a Dona Red visse a coisa nada. Eu queria que ela visse. Que isso? Ah, já sei o que que é. Eu já sei já. Já sei. Primeira constelação, hein? O viajante.
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Fale com Narda. Dá pra falar com Narda? Ué.
What's going on? Why are you two so excited to see me? Hasn't it?
It's actually been much longer than.
Oh? Strange. Was I really as...
Vamos lá. Ah, tá. Meu Deus.
Time to go.
Aqui.
Time to go.
Meu Deus. Por que isso acontece comigo?
Time to go.
Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's such
Ah, detalhe.
After we parted on the last day of the Subzerus festival, I left the city and saw what the traveler had described.
Calma, esperei ela falar pra falar. Eu falei que era Kusanali. Eu falei que a Caterina era Kusanali. Eu já tava suspeitando. Eu falei pra vocês. Eu falei. Eu não tava ficando louco. Eu sabia que era ela. Quando eu vi que a Kusanali apareceu em pessoa e não comentou nada sobre isso, nenhum viajante, eu achava, pensei, ué, mas e sobre aquilo? Era a Caterine mesmo então? Mas não, era realmente a Kusanali, viu? Eu sabia. Eu sabia. Sim, depois que nós despedimos o último dia do festival, saber saí da cidade e vi cenário que o viajante tinha falado.
Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion.
Isso confirmou minha suspeita.
Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the
Quando
Akasha
ela
harvesting
aguentou
her
mais
dreams,
colete os
her
sonhos,
consciousness began to
pela
dissipate.
caixa, sua consciência
But this
começou
also meant it escaped the
sair.
Akasha's control.
Mas isso também significa que ela escapou do controle dos Akashas.
Such a small fragment of consciousness
Tanta
can't last for
consciência
very long,
instante
though.
não
It will
pode
return to
sustentar
its
por
original dream.
um longo tempo. Acabará retornando ao sonho onde ela deveria estar.
Where both will gradually fade until they completely
Ambos
disappear.
desvaneceriam aos poucos até desaparecerem
I
completamente.
used all the power I had to keep her dying
Eu
dream
consigo
alive as
manter
long as
aquele sonho
possible.
tão reais, mesmo
But it
sabendo
still wouldn't
que
have lasted for much
duraria
longer if it
por
hadn't
muito
been for
tempo.
you two breaking the samsara.
Mas ainda bem que vocês quebraram sincero a tempo.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. Not a moment too soon.
Foi um final feliz.
Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions. Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently.
Sim, as pessoas têm reação diferente.
All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
Você parece com a Caterine.
To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness.
Ocupar a consciência da Caterine.
How did you do that?
Pobre Caterine, isso quer dizer que você também pode
Does this mean you
ocupar a
can also
consciência de outras
occupy
pessoas. Nossa,
other
que
people's
isso?
consciousnesses? Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. The Akasha
Nossa.
is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been... I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet. Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? So Catherine is... No wonder Paimon felt something was up. What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of
Você não
Surastana?
mora santuário de...
That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to
Os sábios
Sumeru.
descobriram meu corpo recém-nascido e me levaram de volta para Sumeru.
At that time, I was young and weak. The
Nossa,
sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I
entendo que
do
eles
understand that they had
esperaram
hoped to find Greater
calor
Lord
de maior
Rukkhadevata instead of me,
o que
a
há de
symbol of her
Vata,
passing.
ao invés de mim, símbolo de sua morte.
So, the sages basically put their new archon
Os
under
sábios
house
basicamente prenderam
How dare they?
sua nova
Why don't you
conte
teach
como
them a lesson,
atrevem
Nahida?
porque você não deu lição neles.
In some
Então,
ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation. And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the Academia is also more proficient at governing this country.
Nossa. Sim, eu concordo.
You
Excelente.
got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sub-Zero's festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you. Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough.
Ah, o sonho, nossa, o sonho. Nossa, o sonho, verdade.
At the Avidia forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky. You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me. Yeah,
Sim,
so you
sim.
do know. We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria. It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable. A message from
Interessante.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it the Scarlet King? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. Okay, so what does the message mean? I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha isn't currently. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous... Many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the Academia about this many times, but people still keep falling victim to it. But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it.
Mas acredito que esse achado salvar Nilou. Por isso eu continuo.
So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick. Is it because of the but even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was... The traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it. No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Tevat's.
Sobre o plano dos sábios?
There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line. I wonder what caused them to go down this path, and what they hope to achieve. Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the traveler hadn't broken the Sub-Zero samsara, the situation could have become dire. I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. I think they're deliberately trying to hide something. Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited... Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet. You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams? Yeah, it's been such a long time. It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirect. The sage has convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom, even if the truth is with their propaganda in place. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Anyway, by now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk. Got it! I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge. To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while.
Isso,
And you
descanse.
don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sub-Zero samsara in the immediate future. Go and get some sleep. Leave everything to us. What a relief. This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine.
Foi bem inesperado esse aí. Enfim, vamos terminar por aqui, ok? Terminamos o primeiro... Terminamos... primeiro ato? Não sei se foi o primeiro ato, não sei. Na real, não sei. Não sei se terminou o primeiro ato. Na real, eu tô confuso, não sei não. Mas, acho que deu 1 hora de vídeo por aí. Aí eu vou parar por aqui. Aí eu acho que eu vou gravar outro hoje, tá? Eu vou gravar outro hoje, relaxa. Eu só não vou gravar 2 horas de novo, porque o vídeo ficou muito longo. Então agora vai ser só 1 hora. Mas em compensação eu vou postar 2, entendeu? Então é isso, eu espero que vocês tenham gostado. É isso, tamo junto e falou.